As at 80th minute, I was preparing my papers to come out and say these things, even though I still said it, but I was coming to just lambast this club. But when a player scores an hat-trick, it overshadows. And according to what Ralph Ragnick said, you can't keep this kind of performances from individuals. It just covers the stench. It covers the stench for a while. What's happening, guys? Welcome to Vertical Football. Welcome to another episode of 5 Things We Learned. Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. Courtesy of an amazing hat-trick from no one else than the special Amads Diallo. Guys, a lot of talking points in this game. So quickly, let's jump right into it. The 5 things we learned. The first thing really is it was meant to be one of those nights. I think everybody, when you are used to this kind of nights as a Manchester United fan, where you come with a lot of expectations, but gradually, you begin to lose that confidence, and at the end, you go home with a result that is not pleasing, a result that you are not happy with. But I think this night would have been like those kind of nights. It went the same way, except from the special hat-trick from Amads Desire. I think we said it on this podcast, even when Erik ten Hag was still the manager, even when Amad was not having the chances, we said this is Amads Diallo's season. I think that guy is special. I think everybody can see and understand that he's special, but not just special alone. I think he wants it. The guy wants to play the game of football, and secondly, the guy wants to play for Manchester United. I think anytime you see Amads Desire, you see the efforts. Yes, he might not be having the kind of game you would expect every time, but at base level, you can see that first of all, he loves to play football, and secondly, he wants to play for Manchester United. And I think those two things set him apart from a lot of Manchester United players in this squad. So I think, was special. Hat-trick, when he scored the brace, I was wishing and praying he gets the hat-trick, and I'm really happy he got the hat-trick. Really, I think he deserves it. I think a player that has been so committed, so hardworking, so talented, he deserves this kind of results. And I think Amad, as I've always said on this podcast, Amad is the example to all other Manchester United players. He's really the example, and I think it was amazing for him. That desire, I think is amazing. So guys, a lot of talking points. I think, first of all, I think we have to just agree that Amad's performance took away from the game a lot of mistakes, a lot of rubbish play, if you like it. And so, guys, let's quickly jump right into the other part of the game that result might not want us to remember, that result might want us to forget. And I think the first one is the fact that Southampton is 20th on the table. Southampton is heading for relegation. And Southampton is playing so confident, passing it around, having possession at Old Trafford against a Manchester United team. I know Southampton has really, I've said it on this podcast, I've analyzed them many times, that they are a possession-based team, and they stick to the principles and they try to move it around. I understand that, but first of all, this is Old Trafford, and this is a Manchester United team. It is an eyesore, it is a taboo that a team 20th is bossing it at Old Trafford against a Manchester United team. And I think it just a sign to show you that this team is far behind. I think this team is far behind. First of all, this team is a team that, are currently operating on the underdog mentality. This is a team that, they always want to play games where they are the underdog, where maybe they play the likes of Liverpool, they play the likes of Arsenal, where the whole world, thinks they cannot win. Those are the kind of games that this team, from what we have seen, really perform. But in games where you expect that, you should be able to come out and, and play football and dominate and control the game and win, they don't come out to do that. And I think it also comes to prove this old age statement in the world of football that defending is easier than attacking. I think this team are taking the easier route out in games where they have to, in quote, kind of like sit back and defend where it's no big deal, where there's no big deal. People are not putting pressure on them. They cannot sit back and kind of like defend and then make something happen with the moment. They do well. But in games where you expect come out now, have the ball, control, dominate, and win, it's difficult for them because, as I said earlier, defending is easier than attacking. The second point, really, in this game, I think we have to also say that you are a Manchester United player, and one of the things that come with being a Manchester United player is that you have to be able to play with fear, and you should be willing to confidently take risk. I felt I was not happy with the midfield, and that's why I don't know what happened to Kobe Mino, but I was not surprised that Kobe Mino was redrawn at halftime. Maybe it could be injury, but I was not surprised because I felt that midfield were not playing with risk. As a Manchester United midfielder, you must be willing to play with risk. You must be willing to play with a game plan in your mind. I think this is not just for the midfielders, for all the players. You must be able to play with a game plan. You must be able to have a picture of what you want to do and then play. I felt this team did not have a game plan. Sometimes, and it was throughout the match. Sometimes you see, maybe, for example, you see Delete having the ball at a position, you see Bruno having the ball as a position, and maybe the easier thing and the best thing to have done in that situation was to chase the ball down, bring it down, and then string a short pass to your nearby player. They just kick it up. Like, they are not playing, first of all, with a game plan. There is no idea. They are just trying to open that they might be in that situation where they can make things happen. There's no idea. This is how we want to make things happen. They're just hoping and praying that one chance comes and they go there. And the midfielders, especially the midfielders and the defenders, were not playing with risk. They were not trying to make things happen. And I think when you are a team that you are not trying to make things happen, you are depending on moments. I think you would be like this Manchester United team where you would be depending on one player like Amads Desire to come up with a good, or a certain moment where you can just have your way and do what you want to do. And I think the reality is you cannot win the Premier League obviously playing that way. You need to make things happen, and this team doesn't make things happen. And I think also that a lot of these players do not want it. I have to say that's the third point. A lot of players do not want it. A lot of players, there's a mentality. It's a mentality of being an average, or a mentality of an average person. That's the mentality that this team has, where they only show up when you expect them to show up, or they only show up at the big moments. But in those minute details, it's just like a student that is preparing for an examination, or maybe for a semester, or a semester in school. They don't read on a daily basis, but when it's time for the exam, they show up. But the reality is, they would have been much more better if they are showing up every single day and not just waiting for the exam time to come. So I think this is just the mentality of being an average person, in terms of they don't show up daily, they show up at the big moment. And I felt that it's terrible to see. I think Amorim mentioned something in the press conference that he wants to see the mentality of his team, and I think he has seen it today, that this is a team that does not want it. This is a team that has a mindset of an average person. They don't show up on a daily basis, they show up in the big moments. And I think I have to call out some individuals also, as I said it, the individuals, the likes of Ireland, poor performance. Garnacho, it was terrible. I have to say terrible. And Anthony, that chance, I don't know what's going on. That chance, I don't know what's going on. That's like basic tapping. That's like basic tapping. That should be easy. I don't know what's going on. You have not played for a number of games. Now you have been given the opportunity. You're meant to step up, and it did not step up. So I guess I felt that Amads performance really overshadowed the criticism, because as at 80th minute I was preparing my papers to come out and say these things, even though I still said it, but I was coming to just lambast this club. But when a player scores an hatrick, it overshadows, and according to what Ralph Ragnick said, you can't keep these kind of performances from individuals. It just covers the stench. It covers the stench for a while. But this was a terrible performance against the Southampton side. But I think Amads saved the day. I like what the competitor said. He said, Amads explosion, Southampton implosion. So fantastic, guys. Thank you guys for sticking with us. This is 5 things we learned. Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. As I said, awful performance, but amazing Amads Desire. Thank you guys. Please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, please share to friends and families. Thank you very much. To see you next time. Bye.